Previously on the Irish Interest.
He attended and possibly lived at a private Catholic academy run by a dude named Timothy Eales or Ailes, where he basically took a liberal arts course, including French, geography, music, history, and painting.
I knew it. They're hippies. They're the hippies. I knew it.
We're cruising towards Civil War territory.
Yeah.
Bernardo had never received any formal military training.
He's a fake fucking fan.
The war was a complete disaster. They lost all their territory. The town was completely destroyed. Millions of people died. But at the end, they were like, I'm not speaking to you.
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
There are no lines of marching men. It's squadrons
Where they managed to escape over the Andes, where the dad had
Yeah.
all the male shelters.
He literally 90% of his success is resting on
His
the
dad.
shoulders.
He's literally a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
That's why he feels so confident doing all of this.
road, guys. My dad showed
Yeah.
me. Well, he didn't show me, but you know what I know.
He didn't really like me, but he spoke about this road a lot.
This is literally, you haven't seen Succession, but this is what I imagine the Murdoch family is. It's like,
Day 7 of fighting the Chilean Independence War.
My dad left this mountain in inheritance. Like, what? I don't understand.
it was my birthright.
The city at the time was under the command of Bernardo's old friend and new acquaintance, depending on the source, José de San Martin, who, by the way, years later said of Bernardo, General O'Higgins was brave to the extreme, but his military knowledge was nil. He's
You have to be, it's like the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yes.
You know, the less you know, the more confident you are in what you know.
Yeah, he's a himbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so brave. Also, I feel like at this time period, brave and stupid are quite similar.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a nice way.
How much
of
lead
saying.
do you have in your bloodstream? You know, because
Yeah.
that makes you go reckless as well.
Yeah.
Also, a himbo sort of implies that, like, you know, he's a bit dumb, but he's got the spirit. But I'm not really sure he does have the spirit.
I don't know. He keeps charging into. At least he has a death wish.
Yeah, he has a death. He has a
Because
spirit for death.
cavalry charges are dangerous.
Yeah.
Because he clearly doesn't give a shit about revolution. He just wants to have something to do with all the money that his dad gave
He's like
him.
one of those war tourists, like the guys who go to Afghanistan and
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
oh, look at this stuff.
Yeah, the guys who like train for like 6 months from like YouTube tutorials and then
made out of baby teeth.
and then they just drop themselves into like a war-torn zone. That's a real thing that some people
Yeah.
did. Like, it's really funny.
He does sound like a little bit like a drunk in Temple Bar, like in Dublin, who just like gets wasted and just starts knocking over wheelie bins, hoping that one bin will fight them back, and none of the bins do. And you can be like, he was brave. He didn't.
I'm thinking he's shit-faced the whole time.
He's
Like,
completely wasted, and
Yeah.
he's gay and wasted.
He's a gay,
and
dumb,
his lover
drunk
is
boy.
not talking to him anymore.
Hang on a second. This guy is gay, wasted, speaks Spanish, and makes terrible decisions. This is me.
It's the most relatable.
I think the end of this story, we're going to be like, and this is your great, great, great grandfather. I was like, okay, all right.
That would be amazing. All right. Quote. From the very first meeting, O'Higgins and San Martin found in each other kindred spirits. O'Higgins was humble and well-mannered and had no problem in acknowledging San Martin's authority on the eastern side of the Andes.
Oh, yeah, he liked his authority.
Yeah. Unlike Carrera. Rivalries between the two Chilean factions came to a head in Mendoza. Carrera managed to keep a small army and stationed himself in a Mendoza neighborhood. Carrera even took some police in Mendoza prisoner when they arrived to investigate a raucous and drunken meeting between Chilean soldiers and beautiful Cuyanas, women from Cuyo, Argentina.
That is how many pages in are you? That is the first reference to women.
I was going to say the exact
It's the
same
first
thing.
reference
The
to
only
women.
reference to women that
we're
isn't his
page
mom.
10 or something like that. We're deep into
That's
it
the
now,
first time a single woman has ever been mentioned other than his mother.
And you know,
Oh, no,
This story does not pass the Bechdel test.
no.
What is even like the opposite of that? Like
I don't know.
Just two dudes talking is rarely in here.
No, that's not true. The fucking gay lovers, the warlord lovers.
Okay, all right.
I mean, we know it's not him and his dad, but
Yeah.
it's everyone else.
I'm waiting for one really obvious line that's like, he would take women back to his apartment and read them poetry. Or something like,
play the piano all night long.
Finally, a likable trait is that he's just like, yeah, I studied stuff.
He loved to tickle the ivories. All right. In 1814, Juan McKenna was killed by Luis Carrera in a duel.
Huh?
Yeah.
So say that one more time.
Juan McKenna was killed by Luis Carrera in a duel.
McKenna was there first. McKenna was in Mendoza first. He was the Irish guy who trained O'Higgins on the military stuff.
But
they were. This is so sexual. It's ridiculous.
And
It's
Carrera was
ridiculous.
the jealous ex-boyfriend.
Totally. Yeah. And Carrera's like just full Chile, whereas the other two are like Irish. Oh yeah.
yeah.
I see where this is going.
We know what the duel was about?
Mm.
Because that is the real question.
Yeah.
I mean, duels were at that point still like for literally any reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Said-
That's why I'm thinking
For,
scandal.
all right, further deepening the feud between the Chilean patriots. San Martin, however, believed that Carrera was to blame for the... O'Higgins is like, I was gonna fuck that! Like, come on! That extra hole doesn't even help!
Oh my god.
Wow.
You degenerate. You're
Just took a time. Thank you, listeners. At 1 hour and 30 minutes is where it went south.
it took that long for the mustache and Paul to finally come through in his speech. You fucking sleazeball. Oh my god. You know, we've had a lot of fuckery happen in this episode so far, but this is the slimiest.
You have to... I'm just establishing my dominance.
I want to look at pictures of all of them and see who's the
Thank
hottest.
you. Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. I want to
That
see
would be interesting, yeah.
What is
Who wore it best?
Yeah.
Chilean Revolution style.
Yeah, what side would I choose? Yeah, yeah.
Comment below which one of these fine patriots would you...
Again, that is drip. He's wearing drip.
that is a
yeah.
sick outfit. Again, I hate the hair, but you know, it's... Yeah, okay.
That is a good-looking man.
just
I wouldn't
doesn't-
kick him out of bed.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like he speaks Spanish. He's
Exactly.
very much like, how are you? Just how much did you pay for that tractor? Because they're down there on sale, and I was gonna get one of them.
He might be Irish and not Scottish, but you cannot convince me that man is not voiced by Sean Connery. He sounds like Sean Connery for sure.
San Martin, however, believed that Carrera was to blame for the defeat at Rancagua and considered Bernardo to be the leader of the Chilean exiles. Carrera was eventually imprisoned after an attempted coup. The United Provinces of South America, as Argentina was officially named at the time, had been trying to attack royalist Peru from Bolivia, but met with little success. Meanwhile, San Martin was trying to convince the authorities in Buenos Aires to let him launch an invasion of Chile over the Andes. He finally found success in 1816 after Juan Martín de Pueyrredón was named Supreme Director. That is a dope title. Supreme Director of the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata.
That is a cool name.
That is a dope ass name.
His name and his job title is like an essay.
They got a word count.
Yeah.
I'm Shane and I'm a teacher. That guy.
And also this job title is for a job that kind of only tenuously exists to begin with, because they are constantly at risk of being, invaded by the royalists, because they keep losing. They're really not good at this whole revolution thing.
Yeah. Okay, so that was also what Argentina was officially renamed that year in 1816, the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata. All right, crossing the Andes was with a whole-ass army while keeping it fed and ready for battle was, naturally, an incredibly expensive venture, but a successful one. Bernardo thus returned to his home country in the January of 1817, and he and San Martin set out to liberate Chile from Spanish rule once and for all. Quote, the expedition was successful. O'Higgins commanded 2 battalions, mostly formed by black slaves from...
Oh, God.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Did you learn nothing from your dad?
Great. we're talking LA firefighters here, mostly formed by black slaves from Cuyo who would earn their freedom if they survived the fighting. Great motivation.
At this point, I'm convinced that he employed the labor of slaves just to get back at his dad. Because his dad was like, I don't think slavery is good at all. And he's like, oh yeah? Maybe you should have loved me more, Dad. Like, that's just, oh my God.
My dad didn't even whip me, so I'm gonna take it out on the slaves.
God, no. Yeah, he's just...
Let's leave that there.
Yeah, that's a stinker. All right, the army of the Andes crossed the mountains and on 17th February 1817 clashed with the royalists in Chacabuco, a few kilometers north of Santiago. It was a clear victory, 600 royalists killed, 500 taken captive, only 12 patriots killed in battle, with another 120 succumbing to their wounds. Yeah, if you got shot back then and you survived, you most of the time died later.
Yeah.
But still, that is a crazy kill-death ratio.
Yeah.
But O'Higgins charged when he was not supposed to and compromised the whole operation.
Sorry, O'Higgins did something wrong on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Again.
He did something on the battlefield.
I love him. But they're like, wait for... I can just say
We
it's like,
stand a himbo
it's
king.
like the Braveheart movie, and they're like, wait for my signal. O'Higgins is already gone.
That's just a dust
Running.
cloud.
Okay, everyone, wait for my charge. It just goes, and you're like, no, man.
I just, how is he
We'll
still
attack
alive?
them under the cover of darkness. They won't see us coming, but we've got no lights, so we don't know where we're going. We'll do it anyway.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay, does he survive this? I'm going to assume probably not, seeing as there's like...
The
3
royalist
pages left.
forces fled Santiago and then disbanded. Some went to Lima, some to Talcahuano. San Martin hesitated in pursuing them, leaving the royalists able to win back strength in Talcahuano. So, it didn't... He seems fine. With Santiago retaken, San Martin was offered the position of Supreme Director of Chile. He refused, but Bernardo didn't and was granted dictatorial powers on February 16th, 1817.
He was just there. That's it. He was second.
Do you know what? I'll do it. I'll totally do that if you want.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah, great.
Sorry, yeah.
This man
Supreme
thinks he's...
Director of Chile does have a nice ring to it.
This man thinks he's fucking Dwight D. Eisenhower, a fucking war hero by a technicality. Now he can just play golf the rest of his career as director-in-chief of
Just Supreme and Director. Just it's an odd combination, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Supreme Chairman. Director's
Yeah.
quite a democratic word, I feel.
Yeah.
Supreme
Leader.
is very imperial.
Yeah,
Or he's again in charge of an art school. I'm the Supreme Director of this art school.
I'm the Supreme Director of Experimental Art.
Yeah. I am Grand Empress of this Starbucks.
Bring back those titles. That sounds amazing. Don't be a regional manager. Be a fucking
I am a
viceroy.
Grand Viceroy of this local strip mall.
I am the Chancellor of Classical Dance.
That sounds amazing.
I love it. I love it.
This is kind of a running theme. Is just cut like names that should not be next to each other.
Yeah.
I mean that's why he picked it, because his real name or the one he's gone with the rest of his life.
I'm really not convinced he knows how to use words.
But it's funny that an Irish descendant is in charge of Chile now.
Yeah.
And you don't know about that.
No,
like
no.
if a fucking Austrian was in charge of any other part of the world like that, we will find out about that in
That's
history
true.
class.
That's because Austria is just scrambling to find any relevance outside of The Sound of Music and
Sure.
that really, really bad thing that
Sure.
happened in the 1930s and 40s.
Fair enough.
Whereas Ireland is still they've suffered enough. Like recently suffered enough.
yeah, it's
Also, I'm like wondering in the next part, I don't think he's going to be there for that long.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking the exact
I
same
think
thing.
this is going to change pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's why we don't know it.
The new
This is-
Director Supremo de Chile soon left the capital, however, to continue fighting the royalists. participating in this unsuccessful siege
He's
of
gonna die.
Talcahuano that winter and fighting the native Mapuche who had allied with the royalists. So again,
So
the
the
local population is always who gets fucked the most.
Yeah. Wait, did it say the natives have allied themselves now with the
With
royalists?
the royalists, yeah.
That's how fucking bad it's gotten.
But it's always like
Well,
that.
the-
It's like the same with in North America,
Yeah.
where the French crown and the British both allied with the natives there, but the French were always way nicer to the regional like tribes, while the British would just outright murder them sometimes. The French were way more relaxed when it came to that kind of stuff. But it's still crazy that native tribes, they were like, no, we're gonna ally with the British because
We just hate you so much.
exactly. Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Also, I love that he just carried on fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has Santiago.
Oh.
He's the ruler of Chile. This guy
I think- I
just
think-
wants to fight.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
literally-
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't want to
He's
think.
itching, you know?
He doesn't want to think. He found something that he's like
Yeah.
thinks he's good at, right?
Well, he's good at surviving. That's
yes,
sort of
yeah. I mean, that is a great battle skill to have. Is
Yeah.
not dying.
Yeah. And at this point, this seems like he doesn't have hobbies. This is the only other thing. He doesn't have to do any of this. He's set for life.
Yeah.
And yet he's accomplishing, you know what?
I
Nate?
think this war is like sex life for him because he doesn't seem to have any
Yeah.
romantic.
Right.
Okay,
No
this is-
kids, no family, no.
Yeah.
Is he still? Oh, go on, go. Okay.
Quote, during most of 1817 and the beginning of 1818, O'Higgins' job was waging war.
Yeah.
He fought in the mornings and afternoons, then went home to Concepcion. There he met Rosario Puga, a good-looking married woman,
Oh.
and they became lovers.
Ironically, the town called Conception.
Wait, okay, how old is this lady?
We don't know. The sexual mores of the colonial era were gone, and the war made possible this very unlikely union. Puga later bore Bernardo a son, Demetrio.
Actually, that's kind of a cool name.
Yeah, Demetrio O'Higgins.
Sounds a bit gay though, to be honest. but,
Yeah.
like-
It runs in the family, I suppose.
He's just doing, this is his beard.
Sorry, hang on. Is this?
Yeah.
Have we got? Hold the fuck up for a 2nd. Have
Uh-huh.
we gone from Bernardo O'Higgins to Demetrio O'Higgins?
Yeah.
I mean, if
Wow.
I'm guessing the son gets the.
This is the only chance he's gonna have to like continue his family lineage.
Oh,
but-
there we go. Keeping with family tradition, Bernardo never officially acknowledged his child,
I knew this was going to. That's why
Yeah.
I asked how old she was.
or possibly children, as according to Pamela Pequeño's 2001 documentary La Hija de O'Higgins. He had a daughter, Petronila, with his mother's nanny, Patricia Rodriguez. So he might have fathered another child.
Petronila, like, why don't they just call something like,
Also, his
Wow.
mother's nanny? Holy shit, that
What?
is some moves,
Do you
bro.
not wait? Do you not mean his nanny? Because they're both. Well, I guess not. Are you talking about the mother of his child's nanny?
Yeah.
So their nanny, like it's their child.
He's
Why
Arnold,
is-
he Arnold Schwarzenegger,
He's
though.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. This, except he's not even taking the responsibility
of
of
the
like,
first marriage.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I'm gonna cheat on the cheater.
It's like this is like, oh, I'm gonna sleep with
He
your
3D
employee. You mean our employee?
Yeah, he 3D chest bang.
Oh my god.
All right, quote. After a failed attempt to take Talcahuano in early December 1817 and facing the arrival of new royalist troops from Lima in Spain, again commanded by Osorio, O'Higgins and on the advice of San Martin, who had managed to recover in Santiago, left Concepcion. The strategy was one of terra nullius. The whole town of Concepcion was evacuated and its inhabitants began a sorrowful journey towards Santiago. Meanwhile, O'Higgins managed to move the army to Talca, where he engaged in a disastrous battle against Osorio. At first, the Patriots were winning. Then they stayed the night at a place called Cancharayada. There's 5 A's in that name.
Say it again.
love-
Say it again.
Cancharayada.
Kancharayada.
We're both butchering it for sure. But didn't suspect that Osorio would counterattack. O'Higgins almost died that night. He relaxed too much. That was his mistake.
He had sex, yeah.
Oh shit. O'Higgins almost died that night. A bullet destroyed his right elbow. That reminds me of episode 1 with that one dude putting a bullet through his entire forearm. What is this, a crossover episode?
Yeah. Didn't he also like shoot his foot? No, you're right. It was the elbow, and they had to like freeze it or something.
So crazy, yeah.
Oh my god.
Quote, there were rumors of a tragedy in Santiago, Mendoza and Buenos Aires. O'Higgins and San Martin were presumed dead, and many Chileans began preparing for a change of government. Then Manuel Rodriguez, Carrera's friend, who ironically had served as a guerrilla leader and a spy for San Martin during the Spanish rule that followed Rancagua, threatened to stage a Carrera-sponsored coup. His famous cri de guerre citizens, we still have a fatherland, motivated the depressed patriots in Santiago. All this was more than O'Higgins could muster. On the verge of death, pale and sick due to loss of blood, he left San Fernando, where he was recovering, and in a hard journey, arrived in Santiago in less than 2 days. Exhausted, he got to the presidential palace and almost fainted. Rodriguez's coup was successfully quashed. All right.
Okay, so O'Higgins is back now in Santiago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's back in Santiago with a wounded elbow.
Yeah,
And that's
which
how he
back then
dies.
is
Fatal.
most of the time fatal. Yeah,
Pretty
because
crap.
it infects on something, and then the obsession of doctors back then to remove the bullet instead of just stitching it up killed a lot of like rich people too, because you would go on a duel, get shot, and then the doctor would like dig around for
Yeah.
2-3 days to find the bullet instead of just sewing you up, and then you got all kinds of infections. That's how you died.
Just
Yeah.
surprised that this is the one time he's ever been shot.
It's
And-
insane that
yeah.
that man hasn't been injured before.
I mean,
Exactly.
he hasn't followed any military instructions whatsoever. It's
Exactly.
just been running up and down Chile, fighting everybody.
Lit-
What is
Literally.
it called? Don't gamble with a monkey or something like that. Like you can't play Russian roulette with a monkey. Like it's not. It's the monkey doesn't know what
Yeah.
he's doing, so
Yeah.
you can't know what he's
you
doing.
can't strategize
against a lunatic. Yeah, exactly.
But you know, in like large military expeditions like this, like Chile is obviously it's a very skinny country, but it's very like long. I mean, these are Concepcion to Santiago. That's quite a big distance.
Yeah.
Probably,
And so
yeah.
like storytelling is quite a big deal. Like soldiers telling stories
Yeah.
to each other, kind of round a fireplace. And I would imagine there was probably a lot of mythology created
Ooh.
around him, of like
a real
this
Davy Crockett.
red-headed,
Yeah.
exotic-looking person who we don't really know where his parents are. And he's like mysterious amount of money, and then just never really died while being unbelievably stupid.
Yeah.
It probably did
Some
have
real Davy Crockett shit.
yeah.
it probably had a bit of a myth attached to it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right. While still near death, Bernardo approved the Chilean Declaration of Independence on 12 February 1818, thus officially making the country a republic. Well done, Bernardo. Meanwhile, San Martin led an army of 4,000 men against Osorio's royalists at Maipú, just outside Maipú.
I actually thought that I was going to interrupt and laugh, and then
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't.
That took me off guard. I was like, sort
Man,
of
how was
zoning
the
out.
battle at Maipú? Real shit show.
Yeah.
Like a real shit show.
Battle of Maipú, where it was, held up by a bunch of dikes from that we built 20 years ago. I don't know. I forgot what that was.
Maipú, I barely know her.
Fuck up.
My
Oh.
pool library. Surfing books. My pool swimming pool. No kids allowed. Like this writes
Oh,
itself.
Maipú the party. Porta party? Poodle party? Nah. Too,
I mean, it's sort
Too
of
clunky.
redundant.
too
you know?
clunky. Yeah.
Maipú.
Yes, just out. So Osiris at Maipú, just outside Santiago, with battle being joined on 5th of April 1818. Hearing the cannons, Bernardo immediately mounted his horse, despite the fact he was still feverish. But by the time he arrived on the battlefield, he is a fighting Irish.
He's
That's-
totally-
That's what he is. He's like.
He's not even healed
Like,
yet.
come on, one more round, asshole.
I feel like,
that's-
but they're like,
that's
what-
his vibe.
What was the sound when he heard the sound of what?
Cannons?
Do you know? I don't think he'd know what a cannon sounds. I think if he heard a church bell, he'd just get up and be like, "Ding dong, boom!" out the door. Like,
I'm too fat again.
yeah, like if his chef was like banging a saucepan or
Straight
something, he'd be
up.
like, "Done, we're at war, gone."
A
like,
car backfires and and an entire village gets decimated.
His
by this man.
adjutant always removes the gun, the revolver, not revolver, that didn't exist back then, but the
musket.
flintlock pistol or whatever
Yeah.
from his nightstand, so that when he comes in at night, the guy just doesn't pull out and shoot the ball. Like,
Yeah. Hearing a door slightly creak, mistaking it for the sound of cannon fire.
So anyways, I started blasting. That's his vibe.
That is literally his vibe. But what's so dark about this is that it sort of it is a remnant of this. It reminds me of the PTSD that like soldiers go through, except this guy was a terrible soldier and just didn't know what he was doing ever. So even in the like he didn't even have any proper military training. He was just a guy who fucked shit up.
And PTSD, that kind of happens like after, you know, a military experience when you go home to normality.
Yeah.
He has systematically created it so that there is no normality.
Yeah. He's gone out of his way. He's chosen to live where all of the IEDs have been planted
I love
by him and people he pays.
I love him. He's amazing. He's just like, on my horse.
Get my horse.
All right, laddies, we're going.
I would imagine he was probably so wasted he probably went up to the horse and went, "Get me my horse."
Promote this horse.
He's gonna be vice supreme director. No, but okay, I can't help but also imagine that like he might have been kind of like a warlord to a certain degree, but he was like a likable warlord.
Yes.
He was just like, you can't hate this guy. He's
funny. He's funny.
He's too funny, you know. He's a good riot. He's a good storyteller.
Yeah.
I believe that he was the one writing his own stories.
Oh, totally,
He's
absolutely,
the one, like,
absolutely.
I have all this money that we don't know where it comes from.
But he approved the Declaration of Independence. Like that is pretty epic. Like
He's doing some cool shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the time he arrived on the battlefield, Osorio and his 5,000 men had been soundly defeated, with 2,000 dead and most of the rest captured, while the Patriots lost about 1,000 men in this final battle of the war. So the war has finally come to an end.
And so has he, almost.
Almost. Quote, Chilean independence was now complete, except for the southern region. Talcahuano, Valdivia, and Chiloé remained royalist strongholds. Bandits roamed the countryside. O'Higgins tried to restore order and give some sort of national presence to his government. Although a theoretical Democrat and admirer of the English monarchy, he soon decided that the best form of government in Chile at the time was a dictatorship. His dictatorship.
Wait, this is Bernardo's dictatorship?
Yes.
Oh,
Wait, so wait.
Never heard of this
Wait,
person.
pause. He
Replace
is
the
a fan of the monarchy,
Yeah.
and that is what he has actively been fighting this entire time.
Different monarchy.
Different monarchy, yeah, completely
But
different.
it's still a monarchy.
Yeah.
No, it's totally different monarchy.
Totally different.
They don't speak Spanish.
Yeah,
This is-
exactly.
Completely different.
This is like that scene.
They don't live in London.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
totally and utterly different.
Yeah.
This is like that scene from Megamind where Jonah Hill's character is
Yes,
like,
you're under
they're
new
like,
management.
yes, you've saved us. It's like, oh, I don't know about saving. More like under new management.
Yeah.
We gotta insert that clip
I
there.
do love that. Like he made the decision. Like the dictator made the decision
Yeah.
to be the dictator.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, do you know? I think it's gonna be. I think it's. Do you know that I'm the president?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
think
the
so, we're best
Obama giving Obama the medal meme. That's
Yeah.
this is
Yes.
Higgins' moment. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking Photoshop that. Yeah.
Up next, it's gonna be him giving himself a purple heart.
Yeah. You know what'd be really good for this
To
country?
be fair,
Me.
that would be the one thing I would be cool giving himself. He did get shot in the service.
So did many other people.
No, he's literally been in war like even in his
Yeah.
imagination. He's kind of like Don Quixote in a way. Like he's.
Yeah, but it's all
Wind tells us-
self-inflicted. Like he's not fighting for anything.
How funny would it be if Don Quixote is based on him?
Oh,
that would be
we're
great.
not million miles off. No, about
Yeah.
100 years
Yeah.
like, before. I think. Yeah.
Okay. Quote, tired of so many wars, most Chileans supported O'Higgins, and Carrera's support base disappeared. Two Carrera brothers, Luis and Juan Jose, who were held captive in Mendoza after they tried to sneak into Chile to overthrow O'Higgins while he was waging war in the south, were tried and executed. O'Higgins always claimed that he had pardoned the two men, but that the letter of clemency had arrived in Mendoza just hours after the Carreras died. Then Manuel Rodriguez, who had been offered a position in a foreign embassy but refused, was shot dead near Santiago. O'Higgins again claimed that he had no responsibility for the killing, which he had been carried out by soldiers, but never fully managed to prove that he had not given the order.
Because of the letters. Because of how letters...
It all comes full circle,
because
baby.
the letters didn't go through the Andes, they went up and down the country, which his dad didn't really do.
Yeah.
So the letter arrived a day late.
Yeah, we can do left-right letter sending, but not up-down. That's
Not there yet.
I just think it's funny that like he feels the need to not take credit for this. If he had just said nothing, then I don't think anyone would have thought twice.
Oh yeah.
Especially at this time where like news is just whatever you want. Like you can just report that you won a battle even if you completely lost, and if it got circulated around the right people, that would be the narrative. And yet this is the narrative that our supreme leader wants to create for himself.
I love him. He's amazing.
I think he's a fucking badass.
Yeah. Bernardo now being celebrated as the country's liberator, his half-sister took his surname, and his mother publicly acknowledged him. Both moved. It took them this long. That is insane.
How old is his mom?
Wait, what's
his mom must have
half-sister?
His mom was way younger.
Yeah,
remember?
she was like 18 when she gave birth to him.
So she must be like in her 50s now, because
he's
Bernardo is like in his 40s.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
18.
What about this half-sister, though? I don't remember there being a half-sister. I know that he...
there was a half-sister.
Yeah, immediately the guy who married after the dad ditched, she married, and then he died 2 years later.
Yeah, okay.
Remember?
Yeah, but that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And she hasn't been
also
brought up.
12 pages ago.
She hasn't been brought up since. Like,
Right.
What's she been doing this whole time?
Well, not at war, so who cares?
Yeah.
I guess that's the time.
Hey, well-behaved women rarely make
Yeah.
history, am I right?
She was just at home, like curing some disease or whatever. No big deal.
Yeah.
Aw, both moved in with him in his palace and became social figures in the Santiago high society.
This is Bill Clinton just fucking living out the rest of his life.
The Supreme Director now planned to build a fleet in order to attack and liberate Peru. Chile obviously wasn't in the best financial situation after the war, and civil war had broken out in Argentina. San Martin was ordered to return to the country to fight, actually, but he refused and stayed in Chile. Anyway, Don Bernardo had to build his navy by taking out a British loan. An Irishman asking for British loan.
Now that's groveling.
And put the 25 resulting ships under the command of noted Scottish dude and recent conqueror of Valdivia, which is how he got the job, Lord Thomas Cochrane.
Imagine if it was the guy from Braveheart.
William Wallace.
Yeah, it was William Wallace. But wait, real quick. I kind of feel like it's less cringe for this guy specifically to be licking the boots of the British because he's already been doing that this whole time.
And he's a dictator.
He's a dictator and he hates the other monarchy, but really, really likes the British. He's a bootlicker. He's a fucking, like, what's the word? Yeah.
Boot-ish liquor, yeah.
And also
sandal liquor.
It's an easy loan because anything that you're doing to kind of like undermine the Spanish or Spanish authority,
Right.
British would be like, yeah, sure.
It's just
They were happy about that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the CIA giving out fucking millions of dollars to people that are like, I don't like communists. Fucking will give us money and we'll fuck
Make
shit
them
up.
disappear. Yeah. Okay, while the Navy sailed on 20th August 1820, Bernardo's 42nd birthday, O'Higgins remained in Santiago, founding a military academy. You? Really?
The breathtaking fucking confidence of this person is fantastic.
This is so, oh my god, such Nepo baby moves.
A naval school, a public market for Santiago, courts, colleges, hospitals, and cemeteries. Okay, he was busy. That is a shit ton of stuff.
A naval school, he's been on a boat once to Spain.
Twice on the way back, and then he got captured.
And then he got captured from Cadiz. That's like me setting up an airport because I've been in one. Setting up a pilot school because he once went on Ryanair. Okay.
Amazing.
The confidence is fantastic.
The cemetery, he set up cemeteries
Plural,
in his own
yeah.
name. I mean, you better. You're responsible for a lot of them dying,
he killed
dude.
them automatically.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of get the cemetery thing though, because you remember I told you in Ireland about the 1798 revolution in Ireland.
Yeah.
That guy it's one of Europe's biggest cemeteries. It's in Dublin. It's called Glasnevin, and it's one of the first cemeteries in the whole world.
Is it to die for?
Get the fuck out.
No, I think we need to keep in an
Goodbye, everybody.
We need to keep in an audible 3 seconds of silence. Hang on. It's you laughing at your own joke. But that cemetery was for all religions because Catholics had to pay to get buried, and the poor ones were just thrown into the river.
So by making it for everybody, it's cool. No.
I wonder if these
Loophole.
I wonder if
Death
these
loophole.
cemeteries were pay to
Pay to play.
play.
All right. So he founded all of that while also developing the country's infrastructure and agriculture and fighting the aristocracy as well as the church, mostly on tax issues, even going so far as exiling Santiago's archbishop.
This motherfucker, just go to the Cayman Islands. Just if you want to avoid paying your taxes, you don't need to exit. You don't need to literally.
I'm totally cool with him kicking the church's butt on this.
Yeah, but that's
totally
just
fine.
because an enemy is your friend.
Sure.
That's what this
but
is.
I'm not mad about that.
I just think your motivation.
Quote: O'Higgins had few close friends, and most of the time he took.
Shocking. Too busy charging at them.
All of his closest friends are dead or related to him, or the mother of his children. Actually, not even.
All right.
Sorry.
O'Higgins had few close friends, and most of the time he took refuge in the patio of the government house, where he had a green parrot whom he used as a confessor.
He uses a what?
Confessor.
Oh, so he would
Like
talk to the parrot.
Oh, Bert. It has been such a long day
But no.
of founding cemetery.
This is the best Irish person ever. Like, he is so... this is
How
fantastic.
bad is it to confess to a parrot? He can talk.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, are you a
He
fucking
did it.
idiot?
He did it.
Oh, yeah, actually...
O'Higgins embezzled that money.
Yeah.
O'Higgins embezzled that money.
You have a
Literally.
choice of like 5,000 animals to speak to, and you choose the one that can actually say shit.
Yeah, that can fucking rat you out, dude.
He's scary. He's scary. Suck my dick. Suck my dick.
Suck my dick sounds
Up
like
the bum. That is very mature humor. But
Oh,
Not my son, not my son.
O'Higgins.
I think that should just be the trailer, just us saying that.
He just moans at the
Amazing.
he just moans at Power's butt.
Parrot.
No, but like,
Do we have the
yeah.
parrot's name?
Oh yeah, what's the parrot's name?
No, come on,
Don't.
guys. Come
These
on.
fucking
Sorry.
idiot historians. They are not finding the real information.
Crucial information that we need.
Exactly.
Diego? What's his name from Aladdin?
Iago.
Iago.
Yeah, it's Iago. Basically.
His confessions all came out sounding like Gilbert Gottfried.
Chilean nights.
No, and he's like, I'm the bird from Aladdin.
Oh, yeah, right.
I think whatever the bird's name is, it would have 75 names, like Don Carlos Lopez Rodriguez. Like, so just some epically long name.
Ruiz del Carlo. Yeah.
De Riviera
Yeah,
Montaña.
exactly. In 1821, his nemesis, José Miguel Carrera, who had fought with the federal forces in Argentina's civil war, formed a gang of Chilean soldiers and indigenous people and began stealing from the estancias, large farms in Argentina. So his rival Carrera basically became
Oh, mob boss.
no, but he's stealing from large farms.
He's
And-
a
and
Robin Hood.
Yeah, he's a
but
Robin
is he giving
Hood.
him? But who is he giving that to? Is
To
he
the
just
indigenous people and the Chilean soldiers and himself, I'm assuming. He was eventually caught in Mendoza and shot. O'Higgins was not directly responsible, but did not spare Carrera's life.
I don't like this guy.
You're getting emotional whiplash from this dude.
I love him.
I don't
love
like him. I think
love
he's
him.
funny, but I do not like this man.
Especially when he's talking to his parents. Should I shoot him or not? I don't know.
That's what Donald Trump really needed. Was a pet
Parrot.
parrot to humanize him and make
Close the border. Close the border.
because they're both
10 feet higher. 10 feet higher.
They're both idiots with way too much power power and power that they inherited from their parents, and a storytelling capability that rivals no other.
Yeah.
This is the same shit.
His girlfriend, Rosario Puga, who had by then divorced her husband, soon left Bernardo and got engaged to and knocked up by a supporter of Carrera.
Are they? I'm not understanding this. Is that like, aren't they all Catholics? Are you allowed to divorce?
Again, it's because the Catholic Church, I think, doesn't have that hold yet anymore. Like through the power of the Spaniards, they can like be a little bit more loosey goosey.
Yeah.
So
and again, he's in power too, and he's the dictator. So
So who gives you the divorce then? He does.
I guess
gives you the divorce.
he does. Yeah. Church of
good
Chile.
for him for not just
But wait, how?
killing his his ex-girlfriend.
Well,
Like,
the only reason he
and
didn't is
it-
because he thought she was going to be his girlfriend afterwards. And instead,
She was
fucked
his beard.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then went and fucked his enemy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a supporter of his enemy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
not Carrera himself, just a
okay.
dude who had a Carrera fan shirt.
A tattoo of Carrera.
He
Yeah,
had
exactly.
a make Chile great again.
Yeah. All right, taking Bernardo's son Demetrio with her. Meanwhile, in 1821, Peru was liberated from Spanish rule, with San Martin taking the title of Protector of Peru. Bernardo now made plans to expand Chile by sending Lord Cochrane to conquer Guayaquil in Ecuador, the Galapagos Islands, and the Philippines from Spain. However, the plan never came to fruition, as O'Higgins' radical liberal reforms seriously started to get on the nerves of not just the nobles and the church, but now also the businessmen. Don't fuck with the money. He got a £1 billion loan from the United Kingdom.
That's an insane amount of money at that time. Are you serious? Is it £1 billion?
It says £1 billion. I don't know if it's adjusted for inflation or not, but
We're going to find
it's
out.
a ridiculous.
I feel like that's more money than like existed. That's
Literally.
insane.
This is like trillions of dollars or trillions
That's like
of pounds of
Elon
debt.
Musk. That's like borrowing Elon Musk.
Yeah. Can I spare an Elon?
One Elon.
He comes up like at the register, like, can you ring this up?
And he's just sitting there in the fetal position, like, hey guys.
That's one Elon and two Bezoses, please.
Unidentified object in the checkout area.
Unexpected item in the bagging area.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff Bezos is in the bagging area. Please remember.
All right.
So they almost
I mean,
conquered.
they are fighting in the Amazon. So,
Ayo, but
however, the plan never. Blah 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 blah. blah. Sorry. Yeah,
Croatian,
money. He got a £1 billion loan from the United Kingdom.
for what?
But a massive earthquake in 1822 further destabilized the political situation, as did a controversial autocratic constitution that he passed that same year, seen by many as a desperate attempt to cling on to power.
But what was the loan for?
Just
To have.
Just sort of like
just-
just maintenance and like upkeep, like a
Yeah.
car, like just sort of nice jewelry.
Yeah, he probably has like a real bad. I mean, he has a bad war habit. So.
King George is their sugar daddy, basically.
Uh-huh.
Or whichever king.
One of the kings. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what time were you? 1820.
Yes.
Something
Oh,
like that.
Victoria.
No, Victoria. If I'm not wrong, Victoria's 1837.
Oh,
And
so it's a little bit out. So
it's George. We're in one of the Georges, George
I
the
was thinking
Fourth or something,
the
or
Georges.
maybe if I'm not wrong.
Daddy.
That seems about right.
Daddy Warbucks.
That is-
Emphasis on war
Yeah.
in these books.
Damn.
Borrowed £1 billion to feed luxury food to his parrot and confidant.
His only friend. He's literally Jafar.
More caviar.
He's literally Jafar.
The fact that the government had become very corrupt by then, and that Bernardo obviously did little to nothing to stop his rivals from being executed, probably didn't help either. Even his former close ally, Ramon Frere, who had
Mon frere.
Ramon Frere,
My brother.
who had
Own brother.
And his other brother, Ferrero Rocher.
And his other brother, Hermano. Ray Hermano. Ray Hermano. That's stupid. Okay, go.
Everybody hates Ramon. Okay.
Everyone hates Herman.
Who had served under him in almost every battle, turned against him, rallying the province of Concepcion against O'Higgins. Increasingly unpopular route. Coquimbo soon followed, and Bernardo finally resigned on 28th January 1823. I'm done being dictator. Thank you very much for...
Peace out, y'all.
Yeah. The king is leaving literally the building. You know?
I'm surprised he resigned. That doesn't. That's probably the only thing I've heard so far that just does not sound like. Is he insane? Has he lost it?
But wait.
Seriously.
I could also, although I could possibly believe that he's just like, I'm bored with this now. It's not fun anymore. Now
but
that I
don't.
can't.
He wouldn't resign. He'd burn the building down and then leave. Like it's just not in his.
But
resigning.
he doesn't actually strike me as a very like hot-headed. I mean, he does.
What?
Yeah, he doesn't. He fucking does this because he has fun. He's not doing this because he's actually angry at anyone.
Right, that is true.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
It's not out of malice.
Exactly.
It's just
he stands for nothing. He's doing this for fun. He is doing all of this
he's
for
a party
laugh.
still a party boy, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking that this is. He's just like, I'm bored of doing this. Peace out, y'all. I'm out of here.
Quote, although it was not what he wanted, in January of 1823, O'Higgins surrendered power. It was a heated meeting with the Santiago leaders. Knives and swords were concealed among the audience. Yet when Bernardo resigned, the small crowd roared in approval and saluted the brave man who had led the independence process.
Somebody should totally just stab Bernardo.
So they don't really consider him as
That
like
is a cliche. Don't stab an Irishman. Come on.
But
that is so
even if he's Caesar.
Yeah.
So they don't really consider when he was in charge as Chile being independent. Is that it?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that is just a continuation. I think. Yeah, and then afterwards it became stable. I guess
They're
so.
just tired of war.
Yeah. Taking his mother, sister, and child or children with him, Bernardo initially intended to sail to Ireland, but changed his mind soon after departure and instead went to Peru, where he was given land and a military title for his role in the country's liberation.
He's never been to Ireland. He wouldn't land.
That's true.
He would not
shit.
be. He's
He's never been.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. He'd meet an entire country where everyone is the exact same as him. He'd go mental. He'd completely lose it.
It's like so far. It's like that episode of iCarly where there's the chef who like loses to these guys. So instead of like he gives up cooking in order to wrestle children so that he could always win.
Yeah.
That's basically what this man is doing in Chile.
Yeah.
And he's going to the most anti-English part of the entire planet, owing them $1 billion. With his parrot being gay.
I'm betting he defaulted on that loan.
So it didn't pay it back.
No, there's no fucking way he paid that back. There's no way.
That's amazing.
He's using that money to almost go to Ireland.
Yeah.
Undebatably.
Oh, amazing. All right.
For the record, it's not that the Chilean people are children. It's that this man is fucking crazy and he's free. No, the audio.
However, Peru's struggle was not over, and as Spanish forces had retaken Lima, Bernardo moved north with his family to Trujillo. There, in July 1824, while he was recovering from malaria,
How many things will this man have that won't kill him?
he received a warm-hearted letter from Simon Bolivar himself, urging him to join the fight against Spain once more.
Simon Bolivar is like one of the most famous people in the history of South America. I have never heard of this guy.
And they were buddy apparently.
Yeah, with letters that his dad built the route for.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep bringing that
Just gonna
up.
keep bringing it up. I'm like, I love making connections.
Okay, my dad invented email, so what? Come on.
He invented the fax machine.
Yeah, exactly.
He invented the toaster strudel.
Go suck yourself. All right.
That's why he got the parrot, just so he could avoid sending letters to anyone.
Voicemail.
Voicemail.
You suck, Carrera.
It's you sending voice messages to people.
I have a habit of sending 17-minute voice messages to people. I call them podcasts.
I can feel you. All right. Quote, from Trujillo, O'Higgins departed in search of Bolivar's army, somewhere in the Peruvian Andes. The journey took him an entire month. during which the sick man crossed scorching deserts and high mountains on a trip that seemed to have no end. His ambition was to once again engage in battle against the detested Godos, or Saracens, which was the derogatory title that the American independence fighters bestowed upon their foes. When O'Higgins finally located Bolivar's army, he found that he had no place in it. Stunned, Bolivar gave O'Higgins the highest formal honors, but delegated to him only menial jobs.
This is a Lifetime Achievement Award, despite no Oscar wins.
The general ended up as the special court-martial judge for Chilean volunteers. The rainy season was approaching and Bolivar did not plan on attacking the royalists. He suggested that O'Higgins return to Lima, which had by then been reconquered by the patriots. In the Peruvian capital, O'Higgins learned of the Battle of Ayacucho and the confirmation of Peru's independence. General O'Higgins was cordially invited to a celebratory banquet in Lima a few weeks later. He went as a civilian and declared that his days as a soldier were over. "Senor," he toasted, addressing Bolivar, "America is free. From now on, General O'Higgins does not exist. I'm only Bernardo O'Higgins, a private citizen. After Ayacucho, my American mission is over."
The artist formerly known as General Higgins.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I haven't been able to stop thinking about the other way you could spin Bernardo owning so much money to the British as an Irishman. You could easily spin that as like, yeah, I stole £1 billion
And
pounds
this
from
is
the
how I
English.
got
That's-
away with it.
From
That's
the English
exactly how I read it immediately. I was like,
He fucking swindled the crown.
Idiots.
And
Yeah.
millions of pounds in 1820.
Yeah,
Like
idiots.
that's so funny though. I'm just, oh man.
Original Spanish included just in case Paul wants to embarrass himself. All right. Señor, la América está libre. Desde hoy el general...
Sorry.
It's hoy. Desde hoy el general O'Higgins ya no existe. Soy solo el ciudadano particular Bernardo O'Higgins. Después de Ayacucho, mi misión está concluida.
oh, very good. Can I try it?
Yes.
I can't.
Yeah, because this is the authentic experience.
No. But can I just say that I speak Spanish very, very well, but I never studied it. I learned it all on the street, so
Right.
I have never learned how to read. Señor, la América está libre. Desde hoy, el general O'Higgins ya no existe. Soy solo el ciudadano particular Bernardo O'Higgins. Después de Ayacucho, mi misión está concluida. Higgins.
That's a
That
good...
was- I messed that up.
That would be a pretty
No, that's
good...
how he would have said it.
That's
would
yeah, that's how he would have said it.
That would be a badass tattoo.
All of that would be a badass tattoo.
Yeah, you know, one of those, instead of like Christian lyrics, you know, like people have that chest text tattoo that...
They don't do the whole text. They just write John
just-
John 3:16 or
Right,
whatever.
right.
Like,
No, I like a good read on a person.
I want to get that all on a
You know, if they're
t-shirt.
bad in the sack, at least you have something to distract yourself with.
Just gonna
It's
pull
a
it.
tramp stamp.
Like, give a tic-tac-toe grid so you can like...
No. You have to get a tramp stamp
Oh,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
while you're doing it, you could just
But
look
it's
at
the-
it. What the fuck does
but it's
this say?
But it's the opening chapter to like War and Peace or something like that, you know, like a really tough read.
But I quite like that. I don't have any tattoos because I'm afraid of them. But
Yeah.
when you see a beautiful one, you're like, why did you get that? And they're like, oh, I just saw it in the waiting room and I thought it was pretty. And you're like, oh, I was like, I wanted something groundbreaking.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
wanted something a bit more. Okay, yeah, this would be a cool tattoo.
Especially for an Irishman, right?
I want to get the B movie script entirely tattooed on my
I
back.
want Room, the movie.
That is funny.
Yes.
That is funny. That is extremely funny. All right. Thus, after 1824, Bernardo became a farmer. And not a very good one either.
Oh my god, this man is not good at anything.
He kept in touch with a few close friends and over the years made a few fruitless attempts to play a role in politics once more. Such as suggesting to the Chilean government that they colonized the Straits of Magellan, but they didn't act on it because it's a stupid ass idea. That's just my addition here. But
Well,
Where are the Straits of Magellan? Where's that? Is
it's
that
like again, that's by the Philippines.
it's okay.
I think that's where Magellan passed through. And
You've
then
got
died.
to you've got to love him. He spent his entire life fighting monarchies and like the oppression of people in colonies, and then 5 minutes into being an independent country, they're like,
How about we do some colonization on our own?
Under
We
new
do some colonization,
Yeah.
ha ha ha, but we
Yeah.
do it so much better.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I can't help but imagine the job of the intern of the new dictatorship or whatever the government is being like, all right, Mr. Higgins, we'll definitely take that idea into consideration.
Put that on file, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put that on file.
Like immediately into what is
Yeah,
the shredder.
I'll make sure that the new deputy director, supreme overlord, hears about this.
Mr. General Fuckface over here.
He's a war hero, guys.
Yeah.
He fought he
this
was
is
a
amazing.
liberator.
In 1842, Chile's National Congress finally decided to allow Bernardo to return to the country. But while he was making preparation to do so, he suffered a heart attack and died in Lima on October 24th, 1842.
That's what got him?
Heart attack. No, that's fair, yeah.
Very Irish.
No, but
Yeah.
of all the ways that he almost died, I thought it was going to be like yellow fever, basically. I thought.
Is he buried in Lima?
We'll see. His last words were apparently, Magallanes, Magallanes.
Even in death, he wanted a shitty idea to really go somewhere.
Come on, guys, come on.
Do it for me.
He fulfills all the stereotypes of Irish people, like just like all the worst qualities, but somehow highly successful, adorable, but like just completely feckin' bonkers, like just total like.
So he's like that guy from the band.
Which band?
Which band?
The Irish band.
There's a lot of those. You
There's-
too?
You too.
there's
You mean
one-
you too?
There's one that
Oh, that
that's
band.
has
Sting.
one especially crazy lead singer.
Yeah,
Like-
a Sting. Oh man, he wrote that star.
no,
Sting.
not Sting.
Wait, what?
Oh my God, you have to keep that. But
Yes.
Oh, that Sting is
Finally,
Sting is in the
something you
police.
got wrong.
Sting's in the police.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You absolute wally.
It's
Oh,
a
no,
police
Bono.
Bono.
Bono. I meant Bono.
Police Sting. Come on, it's easy to remember.
I didn't think about that. No, Bono. Who is the one who wrote the Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark musical? I think it's Bono.
That sounds like a Bono thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Do you not know about this?
Bono didn't write a musical. No,
He-
I don't
But
think so.
he did.
no matter what, this is Bono. Wildly successful for no apparent reason.
Well, not no reason.
But
He was handed everything.
Yeah.
Or he took it by
This
force.
was his Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
He must have been super.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry, we're not done
Oh,
yet. Sorry,
sorry.
we have a few more sentences, and then we can talk. His remains, at first buried in Peru, we were returned to Chile in 1869. Nice, and buried in great splendor. A statue of him, a horse, followed in 1872. Quote: For years, Chilean historians were divided between those who supported Carrera and those who supported O'Higgins. The Irish Chilean eventually won out. Bernardo's grave is situated in front of the presidential palace, while Carrera's skull has allegedly been recently discovered in the basement of a private house in Santiago.
That's why you don't know
Somebody
who he is.
kept the head. That is amazing. All right.
Oh, that's kinda-
Now, there are countless streets, including Santiago's main street, Avenida Libertado General Bernardo O'Higgins, parks, schools, and children named after Bernardo. Not to forget Santiago's military academy and one of Chile's 16 administrative regions, the Región del Libertado General Bernardo O'Higgins. There's also the village of Villa O'Higgins in southern Chile, the Bernardo O'Higgins National Park, the largest one in Chile, a park and a street in San Vicente de Sanete, Peru, a statue in Guatemala City, a bust and a blue plaque in Richmond, London, 2 more busts in Dublin and Sligo, Ireland, another one in Sydney, a statue in Buenos Aires, a plaque in Cadiz, Spain, another bust in San Jose, Costa Rica, and yet another one in Lisbon.
Does he not have a fucking star on the LA Boulevard? But not LA in LA, but the other
Yeah,
one
yeah,
at
yeah.
this point? What the fuck?
It is very Catholic though. We do feckin' love statues.
Uh-huh.
Love a good statue. Not mad on
good
paintings.
statue.
Love a good statue. Not mad on paintings. Don't really like paintings.
What about
Yeah.
the Sistine Chapel?
A spot of tea and a good.
Yeah, but the Sistine, but just in
statue.
general though, we're not big into paintings. Protestants like paintings.
Mhm.
Yeah, or the Dutch. Do all that.
There was also a statue in Concepcion, but it was destroyed in 2010 in the 2010 earthquake. The opera O'Higgins of Chile by US American composer Henry Cowell was composed, though never orchestrated or staged in 1949.
Wait,
It's just an opera of people charging into.
we need the Weibrecht Paya march.
Yeah.
And then we need this. What's this one called?
The Eurocentrist Volume 1 best of hits.
Now that's what I call history.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the choir of wheezing Italian men.
O'Higgins of Chile is the
And
opera
then
called.
O'Higgins of Chile,
That is amazing.
where it's just people fucking running.
Great.
Just running around beating.
And whatever
everyone.
was played at the strip club in the AKH scandal.
Yeah.
All right. The football team O'Higgins FC was formed in 1955. In 1956, Chile established the Order of Bernardo O'Higgins as the highest award for foreign citizens. There were also several vessels of the Chilean Navy named after in his honor, as well as one U.S. ship. Then there's the Chilean-based General Bernardo O'Higgins Requiem in Antarctica. Shit. Lastly, the Irish and Chilean post offices issued stamps honoring him and Juan McKenna in 2010. And this is the story of Bernardo O'Higgins. So, Shane.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's great.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you surprised
But,
that you've never heard of
Yeah,
him?
exactly.
Yeah, I actually feel quite stupid. But do you know what I'm gonna?
But this is our goal.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about this. though.
No, and that would be
This
really
is a crazy life story.
Yeah.
totally mental. I'm gonna send this to like when this is out.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna send it to those people. Like, did you not know this?
Send this to all your Irish friends. I really want to know what everyone else thinks of this guy, or how much they can relate to this guy. Like, if they were in this guy's position, would they?
I
do
can
the
relate to
same?
him a lot. I think it's great. Just absolute zero fucks given.
By the way, we've been recording for nearly 2.5 hours.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna need to cut
This
some
will
of this
be
down.
a 2-part episode for sure.
We don't want to cut any of this out.
Oh no, sure, but also there's so much fucking stuff in here.
There's a lot. It did
This
take a
will
long
be a
time to write.
2-episode thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will split this into 2 episodes, guys. Sorry, but
How dare you get more
but-
content?
sorry, but this man had too
Yeah.
full of a life.
Yeah, fuck you, Bernie.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, this podcast probably.
Once more, I'm asking you to ride with me to battle. Bernie,
Bernie Sanders if he had no values.
I think my
mild values.
No, he did not have.
didn't have any values whatsoever.
Literally no
none.
values.
My favorite things about him were sailing to South America from Cadiz and getting caught after 5 seconds. His talking parrot because
being pulled over. He
Pulled
was
over
like,
just like literally.
He got a
lights come
speeding
up.
ticket. on
didn't get out of the driveway and he's talking parrot because he'd no real friends. Hearing cannon fire, jumping up while under heavy,
and
like
running
sedated,
directly into battle after having direct orders not to do that.
ignoring instructions. Just be like, fuck it.
And then forming a military school in his own name.
Forming a military school and a naval school, having been on a boat once.
Having been pulled over on a boat.
Just the confidence is
The
just
man is amazing.
He's just an absolute badass. Doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah.
I love him.
And he gets so much shit named after him. Yeah, and again, he is partly responsible for the independence movement in the
But
the South.
I know people from Chile. Like at least I know 3 who live in Ireland. I know
Right.
2 in Santiago.
Wow.
And I have never ever the 3 Chileans who live in Ireland have never referenced this at all. Well, I'm
need
like,
to
so why
send
did you
this.
move here? Or I mean,
I was
maybe they
inspired by Bernardo.
I wanted
want
to
to pull a reverse O'Higgins here.
just wanted to see if the whole island was like that.
Turns out it is.
Now I'm going to swindle the British crown out of £1 billion.
Oh, that's also one of my favorite things about it. It's like, yeah,
the highlights. We
Also-
still need to do a ranking of how hot all of his friends and military
yeah,
confidants
we need to
were.
find all of them
Yeah.
and do the hottest ranking. But
Yeah.
this was really cool. I didn't like. Yeah, I want to visit his grave though.
Maybe, yeah. What they have something in Sligo?
No, they've got a bust in Sligo, but Sligo is actually where our most famous writer W.B. Yeats is from.
Shit.
Yeats is from Sligo. Yeah, it's a beautiful part of West Ireland. Really nice.
Yates and Yeats. Okay.
There you go. Yeah. Imagine him next to Yates. Yates would be like, "This is just
My legacy.
no." Like,
Hey, it's Chile's best kept secret.
That's like when our president was pictured next to Conor McGregor. No, it's not a president. Our prime minister, or we call them Taoiseach, as the prime minister, was pictured next to Conor McGregor in the New York St. Patrick's Day, and you could see that the Taoiseach, like the prime minister, was like, "What the hell am I doing next to Conor McGregor?" And they're like, "Irish people, put it all together there."
Yeah. I'm happy every time we get a guest and
We convert them to the dark side.
First of all that, and second of all, I'm hoping to have you back for a future Irish episode.
Yeah.
Because in my list of future episodes, there's a bunch of Irish shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm hoping to surprise you once more.
I was expecting famine or
No, I didn't want to do the cliches.
Yeah.
No,
Everybody knows about that.
Yeah, no, true.
This is
Famine or
about
Titanic.
obscure history.
Yes.
This is what
Yeah,
this
yeah.
place is about.
Again, underreported European
Yes.
history that has...
And Chilean history in this
Yeah,
case.
exactly. That's why I wanted to pick this specifically, because it does have the whole immigration aspect on it as well.
Yeah.
The whole anti-Catholicism aspect of the British. Like it's a whole
Yeah.
like
But not
interesting
anti-imperialism.
Yeah.
They liked imperialism.
Imperialism on my terms.
Yeah, my imperialism, not yours.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think the one thing, though, like educationally speaking, is that because I know a little bit about Napoleon, but not so much. Napoleon is so complicated because he messed up so much and then built them like, and
was still so successful for a really long time.
just keeps coming into history. And also, I don't understand why there's a Napoleon 1 and Napoleon 3, but there's no Napoleon 2. That bothers me.
Because Napoleon II sucked donkey dick.
No one remembers.
Yeah, exactly.
Napoleon II.
Yeah, exactly. He was,
Usually the sequel's
apparently
the best.
Napoleon wasn't that bad to his son, but
He wasn't bad enough to his son. That's why he's the
no,
least-
but and Napoleon III, which was the son of the son, I think at that point, that guy also sucked dick.
This guy's awesome. I don't like him
again
still.
on the royal scale, on the non-royal scale. This is pretty good.
I still don't like him, but I am very heavily entertained by this.
Heavily
man.
entertained, and also I feel like he was a leading force in making it independent for all the completely wrong reasons. But
He still technically helped, but like.
Oh, the Onion article, "Man who you completely disagree with has excellent point."
That's 1,000% what this is. That's what we should title this episode.
Oh yeah.
Man, I completely disagree with.
That's excellent point. Yeah.
Broken clock.
But I just can see him for many years in Spain, in Chile, and everyone's like, okay, like diplomacy, like, you know, we're leaders. How do we stop war? And then once they realize that war is the only option, they're like, okay, Higgins, off you go. Like he has just no interest in sitting down and figuring out how not to fight people.
Yeah, but they basically had to claw him out of the Oval Office or whatever with knives that were hidden.
Yeah, and I can just see him waking up in this sort of like Victorian bed, hearing cannon fire in Santiago, and the horse is just right next to the bed.
And he's been wounded, and he's feverish.
And he's like, let's go, and
down.
just sort of levitates onto the horse. And then the horse just goes down the stairs in little stone corridors through a tower that the horse can't really fit through. And then it's like, and he's like, "Char!" and everyone in the street selling their apples and stuff is like, oh yeah, there's Higgins. He's off. Oh, there he goes.
It's like drunk driving. It's like a national pastime. It's like
hammered on a horse.
Snakes on a plane, more like hammered on a horse.
The Chilean edition.
Amazing. This has been a perfect
What a laugh
bookend.
riot, yeah.
That was. See, I think this
so
was
fun. This was worth the wait because it took a while to get the script out, but we are very grateful.
Thank you, Ben. Again,
Yes.
you
Thank
can
you.
find the whole paper obviously in the link in the description below.
Yeah.
You can find Aislinn and my links also in the link. Obviously, please. I don't want to repeat myself, but this is not a cheap show to make.
Give us money.
Give us money if you actually enjoy
I'm once
this.
again asking for your financial support.
The analytics say that there is like people watching this. So if you find it in your heart and your pocket to throw us a few bucks, that would be amazing. We obviously want to aim towards live shows towards
Yeah.
the end of the summer, towards the
Yes, we would like
autumn.
some. I would just like to say an argument for giving us money is that we will also be able to keep obscure history like this alive. Like we have to quickly point out the fact that there were 2 quotes from this man, and one of them is alleged. We don't even know for sure if he said it.
Right.
We only have the documentation that is provided here, and most of them are secondhand accounts. We cannot keep this history alive without the support of people who are willing to give that support.
Yes.
So please give us your money for a good cause.
Don't
as
be
well.
the Austrian government and underfund the sciences.
Yeah. Yeah, and these are fun sciences, god damn it.
Yeah,
like,
This is
Definitely
fun science in
For sure.
This is a one concise nutshell. This is fun science.
Yeah, yeah.
So Shane, are there any links for you? Where can people check you out?
Yeah.
All the links will be in the description below, obviously. But
Yeah.
where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram, Shane Callahan. I'm on TikTok, Shane Just Comedy, and my website, shanecallahan.com. You can
Muy
find
bien.
out where I'm doing shows.
yeah.
Excelente. This has been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. And see you the next time when we will be covering a different topic.
Looking forward.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Adios.